Hi there, Ron here, Variable Play, and welcome to another open game night. We're back.
After
Hey,
2 weeks.
open game. After
Sorry
2 weeks.
naman.
No,
Oh, I'm
dude,
gonna make
life.
a name about here.
Life, lives happen.
Life happens. Hi, I'm Denmark.
Hi, Tito
It's
Keo
difficult
here.
when life happens. But
DC,
the
DC.
important thing is that we're back. Wait,
Yep.
I'm trying to finish
We
our
back.
um
We back.
yeah. All right. So I can send it now. Send. There you go. All right. So since we've been gone for 2 weeks, have you guys been playing? No.
That's a good question.
I got to play yesterday. Um,
No. Oh yeah. Okay.
yeah,
What did you
yeah.
play?
So
Oh, you did,
I
yeah.
yesterday, um, I thought small world of Warcraft.
Oh,
Oh,
okay, there
really?
you go.
Is it nice?
Yeah, so
Is it Warcraft? Is it a small world,
so
but in
it's
Warcraft?
really, yeah, so it's really small world. But you have the Worgens and the Murlocs and the undead and the um,
You ran out.
Death Knights,
The torrents,
the
the orcs,
Torrents,
the night
or,
elves, blood elves.
so they're all there. They're all there. They're all present. Um,
All right.
the big difference of small world is a very simple area control game. Yeah, because you have to you make para siyang sungka. You have you pick a race and then you get an amount of chips that
You
represent your
distribute
people
them,
and you
right?
distribute them, and it was always been taught. I've never taught it myself. So
Okay.
it's always weird because you never like really ingrain the formula
I
of
think
how it works. But
the
it's
most
basically
difficult
two.
part is the decline, right? The second
No,
half.
that's
That's the
the
easiest part?
simplest. I
Okay.
mean, you just need to count. But it's basically two plus whatever tokens are there.
All right.
And then if you need to move a different destination, there's a plus one. That's mainly it. That's so you're distributing, and then you have this sort of like last ditch effort at the very end. What's super cool about it, of course, the whole World of Warcraft lore, uh, is there's so much stuff in it. There's so many other tokens that are there, and then the board is not the classic uh, board that you use play out.
Small
So you
world.
have
Okay.
different islands, just because it's a World of Warcraft. So you have your different islands. So depending on the number of players, there's a big island, small island, medium island, and in any combination of those. And you have Azeroth, Zangarmarsh, whatever. Those are the different names of the different islands. It's still gonna be the same.
The Outlands.
Yeah, but it's
Alright.
really nice to see how they implemented the mechanics to the character classes.
Right.
So, for example,
The
the
theme, right? The
yeah,
thematic part.
so the Tauren was my interestingly favorite one. Not because it's overly powerful. It's just so they are proud. So they only want to conquer a location. They needs you can never put just one Tor in there. They have to stand tall. So
Okay.
it's always at least two.
Cows, they
So
heard,
they
yeah.
can't really spread that much. But when they decline, though, they always also stand as two. So now you have these units that have somehow spread out, and they're just gonna rake in quite a bit of points for you, because it's like it will take them four to conquer that land because
Yes.
it's two plus then two of my
Right.
torrents there. So it now adds up and all of these. So
It
it's
will be
fun, and
difficult.
then all of these random, like, so they have legendary places, legendary artifacts.
Oh, they incorporated that too.
Yes,
That's
all of
nice.
those are in there.
Because they had
Uh,
lots of swords and
yeah,
bows and
my
arrows.
my my first class race combination was Beastmaster Kobolds.
Oh, okay.
So so the kobolds were coming out of caverns, and they had these beasts. The problem was the beasts. You need to have hills to have conquered, so they've like immediately attacked my hills, so that I don't have enough of them. but they spread out quite
Right,
easily
right.
because it kind of started in the middle of the map. So I just declined them immediately. It's like, okay, that's
No
fine.
more.
Spread first, decline, and then started with the new race next round. And so, yeah,
What was your second race? The
I
Torrents.
forgot.
Okay. But
Maybe it was the Torrents.
yeah.
The
But I
undead.
have a question. Why isn't there a Torrent Rogue?
So, the same thing with the panda.
It's a wow joke. You play World of Warcraft? Yeah, I know you can
Yeah,
relate.
yeah. There's no Torrent rogues.
They're cows.
Um,
If you ever see a cow silent,
no.
They
But
have
that
hooves.
is actually that. No, Torrent you cannot. Cows you can. Because have you seen a cow in a China shop?
It's a bull.
Oh, sorry, a bull.
Well, it's a male cow.
Fair enough.
English confusing language.
okay.
No, because they did that. They did that experiment in
Yeah,
MythBusters.
yeah, I saw. But the cow was really delicate. He didn't even
Yeah,
hit anything. It's
exactly.
like,
That's what I'm
who
saying.
said that?
The bull was crazy still, but the cow was like
He was tiptoeing, trying not to hit everything.
so.
That's
No,
awesome.
myth busted.
Myth busted. All right. Your turn, Kyo. What was yours?
Oh, just a lot of hot dog versus chicken for tabletop. But
Wait,
but but
I need
but
to ask. What's the original name of hot dog and chicken?
chicken and hot dog. Chicken
World
versus
of
hot
ano.
dog.
No. I'm sorry. What's the official name of hot dog and chicken?
Chicken versus hot dog.
Chicken versus hot dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Kala ko we're gonna plug World of
Go there.
Chicken.
you don't have to think so hard about it. No,
Jollibee.
it's,
Baka
Jollibee.
naman. Baka
Ah,
naman. Chicken and hot dog.
Jollibee, chicken hot dog
Eh.
with
But
spaghetti.
seriously,
All
aside
right.
from this analog game, I've also been playing more lately a digital dice heavy story
Ooh.
type game called Fabled Lands.
Ah,
So
nice.
at
Nice.
every single step of the way, you throw a dice, just traveling to one point to another. Like, oh, throw the dice. What will
Yeah.
happen to you? Oh, bandits and stuff like that. Oh, you found a fish. Okay, fish. Fabled Lands digital. Yeah.
What
So I've been playing
what's
a
that
lot
game?
lately. Which game?
With the same with the smaller ones that also app generated. Destinies, kind of like Destinies. Like Kyo is
Yeah,
saying.
Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
the
only this
with
time
the tiniest miniature, like minis are like minis.
What is this?
They're not
Minis of
minis.
the
They're
minis.
tinies. They're
they're
tinies.
tiny, tiny. Up, baka ma-trademark.
Ay, binibenta akong bago.
We didn't say epels. We said inis.
Inis. And
Because
yeah,
they
I've been
might
playing it
go
often,
after us.
and then spreading to going to increasing my previously a year old game, moving forward in the story, doing side quests, rolling a whole bunch of dice, and of course, save games coming. You know the term? The quick save, quick
I
load,
don't know that.
quick
Oh.
loads coming. Yeah, you know every time you do it, oh,
Yes.
roll,
I'm gonna die.
quick
I'm gonna
load,
die.
quick load, quick load, quick load, quick load.
This is how. Yeah, I cannot play fighting games because I have too much of a muscle memory. So if you play me like Street Fighter, you're gonna defeat me the whole time because I go into a pattern. So much so that when I play Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, I can
Fighting
only
games.
play it. Yeah, fighting games. I can only play it if it's a emulator that I can do a quick save and quick load. So the funny thing is, it was like I jump, oops, they're gonna hit me, load. And so I kick, oh, it hits save.
So how long does it take for you to kill someone?
Quite fast because I don't get hit. I just
Perfect,
It's amazing.
flawless
Punch
victory.
save, punch save.
I got
Hadouken
hit.
save.
Okay, not because he's gonna do this, and then swipe. Yeah.
Dude, stop hacking the I
So
forgot what
when
it's
you
called.
watch it, it looks weird. I cannot imagine what it looks like in real life because it's just he's just gonna flicker.
He's
But
glitching in
yeah,
real
he's
life.
gonna glitch and then win. But yeah,
You're like,
I get
dude,
perfect scores.
stop that, man,
Cheer.
stop that. You're on the air. Wait out.
What? I can't. We should you
You
should
should you
record that and then let's
sure.
make a video.
I will show it to you.
How much
I'll
Let's see how
show.
it
bad
blinks
do you
out and if it comes back in.
use?
That's so
Yeah,
funny.
Scum,
That's
ano,
amazing.
yeah, yeah.
quick load,
More.
quick load
So
scumming.
so that's why I cannot play Dead Cells
Uh,
even if it's one of my favorite games. I can't play it because I don't have the save load yet. Once I have it, I'm gonna play it again.
Oops, oops,
I
oops.
need quick save and load.
all right, sure. So, anything did analog key none. Not playing too much
Chicken.
except for
The
your
There's hot
chicken and
dog.
hot dog thingy.
No, I haven't really
Chicken,
lately. So
chicken
yeah.
and hot dog.
You should
Chicken
hang out
where's
on
hot dog?
Tuesdays with them
I,
so that you
Come
can
back
play.
Tuesdays,
believe
man.
me, believe me. I've always, I'm always a meters away from the car to go.
Rico passed by it yesterday.
Oh,
So so
I saw
they
the
yeah
picture.
yeah
Hey!
I taught them brew crafters, microbrewers.
Oh yeah,
Hey, Abby.
the card game. Yeah, I saw nga. Galing, looks nice.
Yes.
Looks so organized.
Mm,
Hi,
Cool.
Abby.
My turn. I think this is correct, right, Ron?
yes,
All
yes.
right. So in 2 weeks, that's how hectic my life is. I haven't been able to play, and unless oh wait, this the last time I played was 2 weeks ago with Ron.
Yeah.
2 or 3 weeks ago with Ron. No, I think it's 3 weeks ago.
Really?
Last
Yeah,
month.
Sad
yeah.
life.
I see Ron bring this every.
Sorry.
I have my bike though. It's fun.
Okay.
Yeah,
You played
play with
with
my
your
bike.
bike.
We played. I always see him bring this on Tuesdays. I never get to play it, but whenever I see him bring it out, it always intrigues me because it's a worker placement war game.
Yep.
Area worker placement, area majority. Yeah,
Area
Card-
control. 'Cause
area control, yeah,
will,
right.
You will take over if you win.
worker placement, area control, card driven. Well, optionally card driven.
A little bit of card tricks.
But it's fun. It's like it's a small board, so basically it's a two-player game, and you are generals, and you're trying to go to the other. It's like Dama. You're going to the other person's base. If one of your tokens
Dama.
reaches the headquarters, which is like three hexes, because it's like a big octagon with hexes inside, but the boards are differently arranged. If there's a basic board and then the other board has a different set to it, but basically that's it, and you're trying to get from your forces, which is on your side, or your half of the board, to the home base and the other half of your opponent,
Yep.
and you have a finite number of moves, and there's actions, there's movement, there's paratrap, there's artillery,
Yeah.
right, and so on and so forth. But the thing that makes this really, I think the stress point of the game, or the one where you really have a difficult time deciding, is, besides what to play or what to do, is whenever you do an action, that spot is already blocked even for your opponent. So you have to also,
Traditional worker placement.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
but I mean, others have that
Traditional.
other option where you can do two things,
Yeah,
so
yeah. So in essence, I mean, so in your traditional war games, if somebody mobilized into this sector,
Another
I can
one
react
can still
and
do
then
it, right?
and then mobilize there. But because it's a worker placement game, if I send my general to mobilize troops there,
that's mine
you
for
have
the
to
whole
do that.
turn.
You have to do your reaction to it next turn
Next turn. And that's
because it's
the
already occupied.
that's the tension of the game. Where do I place? And it's amazing how in a small game with like 5 actions per turn,
Yeah.
well, that's a good
The
design.
base, the base,
I like.
like
I find games that I see. I think games are in good design when whatever you do, you're still wrong.
No, yeah,
Because whatever action you take, it's the wrong action that you're gonna do. Because somehow your opponent has a better action, and I know that the opponent also feels the same
Yeah,
way,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
absolutely.
I went to the all-in gung-ho, like go straight for the opponent's base, and Ron was just reacting to me. But it was a I lost, but it was a good way of losing because you see how good it was. Oh, okay. I just wanted to see if I can abuse the paratroopers and the cars just moving forward.
Yeah,
It could have worked. It was just one turn shy or one action shy
yeah,
of
yeah. Pretty
actually
much, pretty
getting it.
much. Yeah,
That was
because
good. Hey.
It is a
I,
good game.
it was down to me.
It was one action. I know it
Yeah,
was one hex that we were
yeah,
fighting for. If whoever could maneuver or plan a strategy on that hex will actually
yeah.
pull off the game.
Pretty
So
much, pretty much.
what happened was, if you could imagine, most of my troops are just right there in runs,
There,
in runs base
yeah,
with no support
Enemies at
whatsoever,
the gate,
just do
huh?
or die, just going straight,
yeah,
right? And then Ron is going also to my base, but he just had to defend. But if he didn't have that card, I know that was a paratroop card that made him have another set of people. Game was over,
yeah,
and it's
yeah.
amazing how a small game can have a very, should I say, equal. It's really good.
It's quite balanced. And
It's a
even
Balance.
balanced game.
Balance.
on the flip side, when it's doing the asymmetrical, so it's General Orders World War II. The theme and the name kind of like it's like just slathered on like that.
It's just like butter, like
Paano,
It's
paano
just
ba?
one layer of
it's
butter.
like
It could have been. It could have been anything.
but the mechanics is quite brilliant, and even on the asymmetrical side where you have your guerrilla troops that are sort of like well placed but all over
Yeah, yeah.
the mountainside, and then you have your um, sea invaders, but then you also now have
Air,
access to air
right?
power, and those have bombs and whatnot. But it six rounds, so generally five actions per turn in 6 rounds.
Around 30 actions.
That's it.
Plus
Super fast.
it's really fast
Yeah,
because it's a small board.
yeah.
So if you're interested with that, maybe Boodle type gaming,
And
because it's cheap.
it's from
Hala.
Osprey.
I'm not saying
Hala,
it's
hala.
cheap. It's relatively cheap for what it does. For a small box with a big game, and around 20, less than $20.
I think so.
Less than
I think so.
$20 if you have ways to get it here. I'm not gonna say how, but I know you guys know how.
Easy.
So it's less than $20. So if you're into that, two players and balanced, well designed game, and like Ron was saying, theme. If you don't like the theme, it could have been anything. It could have been My Little Ponies fighting over apples or whatever that it could have
No.
worked.
Wouldn't My Little Pony versus Care Bears.
Versus Scare Bears.
Let's go.
The Bears, yes.
Monchichis.
Russia.
Oh no. All right.
I will
So
call on the power of Gravestar.
And that,
I was
folks, is
telling
how you
Ron.
play games with the generals. I mean, generals.
I was telling Ron, uh, this game is really good. The sad part in this game is that it's just you and me and other people who are gonna play with it. Our family members won't play with it. No, but it's a gamer's game.
My son plays it with me because again it's quite accessible.
It is,
Yeah.
but it's really a good game. And I would always say this when I'm playing with Ron with other people, and I say I hate this game. I actually like that game because that's the point where it's giving you that tension where you hate yourself for actually choosing anything that you think is right, but it's still gonna be wrong. And that to me is a good game, and that brings me joy. That's why I want to play and discover those those games. Because
Moving to the
because
main
hey,
topic.
where we're gonna be, if you haven't seen our topic, that's where we're going. Where do you derive joy in gaming? And it could be from anywhere. Like, so it could be from games, it could not be from the games that you're playing, it could be from from the surrounding. It could be from you just escaping your house once a week, spending a few hours, or once a
Freedom.
month, or people you hang out with, or the components, whatever it is. Because board gaming has different ways where you can enjoy it, right? And I'm
That
sure
is
the
so
reason why
true.
we're in this hobby is because we're looking for small places where we could find joy,
Yeah.
right? I'm I might be cheating, but as I was not playing games for the last 2 weeks, I was listening to podcasts and came across Secret Cabal, and they were discussing this,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to talk about it in our context because they
Yep.
have their different contexts. I don't think it's.
Yeah.
I might be stealing. I'm sorry, guys, but I think it's a good topic to talk about,
Yeah.
especially nowadays that the world is, you know, the world needs more joy. Let's talk about it. Plus, Inside Out just finished. Anyway, I know if you
More
have
joy.
kids, it's
I'm still waiting for it to pop up in Apple TV.
gonna be a long time before it comes up in Apple
It's
TV.
normally around 3 months.
Right. So, anybody want to start? It could be anywhere, and you could
Yeah.
define what joy means for you, or where do you get it from gaming. Let's stick in gaming and a little other tangents of gaming.
Okay.
Well,
Cool.
so I can start. I can start. And so one thing that brings me joy, of course, in uh, gaming, top of mind is actually discovering new systems or mechanics.
Right.
So
Right.
Mm-hmm.
the
Right.
designer in me is always going like, "How did you do that?" Like, so
How did you do that, and why didn't I think of that?
well, the why can I think did
Like
I think
you
of that
can do
is
that.
not something that really comes to mind. It's more of like, can I use that somewhere
Oh,
else?
that's
Normally,
good.
that's my next bit of reaction to it. So when I would see how people would implement multiple
That's your
use
favorite
cards,
one.
which is one of my favorites. Dice placement. Nowadays, a lot of games are getting into trick taking, but trick taking as a
Yeah.
way to convey other concepts. So it's now trick taking with sort of like a bidding mechanic. Trick taking with sort of a
What's that
uh,
game? That's weird.
arts.
I haven't played that.
Yes.
I,
Well,
I
no, we
heard
haven't played.
mixed reviews.
Mixed review. Nah. Nah.
Yeah.
Mixed reviews. Hey, guys! Besides what Ron was saying, before he continues, if you have place where you derive joy in board gaming, hey, please type it on the comments. We'd like to read it from you and hear from you, and maybe you can share something that we might also share your joy or find your joy in our lives too.
So whenever I see something new, I think what did I? Because
So
I
you
know
hang out a lot
I know I just
online.
ordered it.
Budol game na
Oh,
yan.
hold on. Here we go. Here we
No,
go. We just ordered
and I
what?
ordered it simply because of exactly that. Like I was
The
looking at,
mechanic.
yeah, I was looking at the. So for example, the one that we just played, I also taught people to play yesterday was Dice Veggies.
Hey, I like that.
Okay, so
That's
Dice
good too.
Veggies is a very cute game where you're and something. The people that were playing it yesterday were all going like, this game just pretends to look simple, but your brain doesn't stop
Yeah, the tension, right?
analyzing.
It's always counting.
Yeah, it's always counting. It's going like, well, you can complete this, which requires two mushroom,
But I need
one bell
this.
pepper, but they have to have
I
this
need
and that.
whites. I
Exactly.
need greens.
Yeah. So, but the core mechanic that was what's really interesting with me
I
was
cut,
this
you choose.
drafting.
Is it
Where
drafting or I cut, you
it's
choose?
really dice drafting. It's really just dice
Right.
drafting, but they they took a cleaver and in that grid you carve out your dice.
Yeah.
That has to go a minimum of 10.
Pips. 10
Yeah,
pips.
10 pips. So it's such a simple idea,
Right.
Because it's basically pick your dice, but instead of like being pick one color, come in from this way, because that's the usual
It's just
mechanic,
one
right?
line.
In Point City,
Right.
You have to go in a line, and you're coming in from the outside. That's the core rule in take two cards. They could have done the same, right? They could have done it where, oh, take two dice or take three dice that are continuous, but they have to be of this number. Nope, they wanted to put a cleaver as a way
One
to
slice.
one slice and then chop. Brilliant.
If you can slice it, it's yours.
Yeah, and so many other
That's the fun part, right? But you it like that simple wooden cardboard butchering knife.
which makes me want to buy a plastic spatula that looks like a knife so that I can cut it better.
but that simple thing immediately brings you into the theme.
Yeah,
Even with just that one, I know you're picking dice, but with this cleaver,
yeah,
you're cutting veggies. I'm like,
yeah.
that's
Dice,
amazing.
veggies. That's it. So simple.
Nice.
And I think that's really something that makes me just jump up to a game. It's finding new ideas like that, because it's something that, of course, in video games they also do this a lot of like modernized mechanics.
Right.
Um, when they did uh, Slay the Spire, sort
Yeah.
of like that deck building.
So
Implementation
addicting.
roguelite,
Right.
that's too addictive. Then you hit Balatro, where it's that, but let me make it more simple
It's
and
the-
more addictive.
It's the 52 cards, right?
Yeah.
That you-
So
right,
let's
right.
let's
Yeah,
go
yeah.
with your 52 cards, play poker, deck build with that poker deck, but at the same time I now have powers and whatnot, and then you go like,
And it has the same thing. You're continuously counting. You're continuously fixing things in your head. Like, if I add this, this might be better, or do this combination, might get better. And I'm gonna ask you a question. Whenever you don't feel like gaming, or there'll be a time where it's like just gonna be you had too much gaming. I don't know if that happened to you guys. I hope
It
it
does.
doesn't.
Burns out. Yeah,
But
burnout.
it does,
Yeah.
right? There's a burnout.
sure.
Does that help you jump back into that joy feeling na I want to, this made me want to play again, or I want to find other um, games that would make me jump up and try it again and go back to board gaming? Does it pull you out of that slump?
so yeah, so sometimes you're just uh, busy with work,
Right.
and there's just too much challenges in life and whatnot,
Right.
and life just happens. um, so and sometimes it's quite tiring to run after every board game mechanic and
Yes!
new, like Gen Con
Yeah.
just happened.
5,000 more
And
games.
I tried, right? Like I did an episode where let me
Oh, yeah, I saw that
filter and see if I can like find something interesting. But the cool thing with game ideas is that you kind of don't need to make an effort for make it to see what's interesting. You just kind of need to like look at it, and then something will pop out, and that's kind of why I like this idea of searching
Right.
new mechanics, because it's simply, if I put my brain to it and just start reading, like, huh, what did you guys do?
Right.
Oh,
So
oh,
it's
a
the
two-player
designer
like this?
brain that's working
Yeah.
for
So
you.
that's one of the joys that I have. I have a few more, but maybe you guys
Yeah,
have
yeah,
some
okay,
other.
sure.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Wow.
Your turn,
Wow, wow,
Kyo?
wow. Okay, that's a designer's point of view, which, yeah, makes sense. You're looking for different ways of doing things and
Yeah.
playing things while keeping the game intact, no? And even especially the theme. Speaking of theme, that is my particular joy.
Ooh.
Now, okay, look, okay. Um, I like collecting games, obviously, with themes, right? But not
Right.
specifically themes is where I get my ecstasy. So, it's how they incorporate the theme into the game. If there's a
All
mechanic that
right.
makes
Oh,
sense on why the theme is like that, and it actually makes sense, like, oh, hey, that's interesting. It
name a
actually
game.
plays. Name a game. Let's say Talisman. Again, I'm going back to my
Okay.
roots. Okay, the fact that you have a random what do I call this, roaming character, he will not
Right.
meet the same creature twice. If he
Mm.
does,
Okay.
that's like
Okay.
that's a very big, percent, low small percentage chance. you get a whole bunch of cards decks that what are the odds that a duplicate animal or creature comes up, considering the percentage of it coming out after discarding the one of the copies, right? And it also plays with the theme that if you go to the here, you can actually get a dragon and then get die on the first turn, which which gives the fact that yeah,
Which can
sometimes you have
happen.
good
Which can
yeah
really
big
happen.
good days and bad days, and today's your bad day, diba? It's the randomness of that particular game that gives me the theme that you're really are exploring, and it makes you play more because aside from it engaging you to go back to the same space and discover what other, because you're not exactly going to discovering the border, you're going through a pile of cards and you want a
Right.
particular card that maybe you saw or maybe you think might help you to move to another area. That's why I like Talisman.
Right.
It's not just the outer area, there's a middle area and also an inner area, which changes the game completely. So
Have you
again,
tried Seventh
yeah,
Continent?
seven continents.
It's a card driven game
Mm,
that
I
has
can't remember
might
if I
fit
did.
your alley.
I've seen it, the seven. What's that thing? Deadly Sins. What's that
No,
game?
that's the
That's another
others.
game. The
The
others. There you
others.
go. The other.
Yeah.
That's
Seven
a
deadly
that's a heavy
seven the
theme.
others deadly sins.
The others. There you go.
That's
Again, I'm
that's
into
a
theme.
very heavy themed game too. That's a
Very,
very heavy
very
themed
heavy
game too.
theme. See? That's the thing eh. Pero yun nga lang, there are some games, and I'll be honest, there are some games that have a theme, but any mechanic in the entire game can be slapped on any other theme. Right?
All right, all
Um,
right.
some deck building makes sense. If it's thing, let's say DC deck
Mm-hmm.
building,
Yeah, yeah,
your
yeah,
he-
yeah, yeah,
your
yeah, yeah, yeah,
hero,
yeah.
your hero
No,
really,
that doesn't
really
make sense.
the hero.
I'll
You're
counter you. No, DC deck building.
you
DC
keep
deck building. If you're Batman, you
Give
can only
your
get
pros
utilities.
first.
You can only get you can. Okay, my pros. Let's say you're
Yeah,
Batman. You can
correct.
only get
And if you're
stuff.
Flash, you're
And
trying to get draw more cards, right? And
yeah,
Superman,
draw
you're
more cards.
getting more
Yeah,
power, right? But my problem with that is that somehow it disconnects with you, cause you might be Superman, but you're using other people's stuff or even opponent stuff.
that's where the some
That's a
parts really
disconnect
negate.
theme.
Yeah, disconnects the theme. Yeah.
See, Abby saying that game is too luck based for her,
Well, deck of
right?
cards and
But that's
dice really
any
does
deck
some
builder,
way.
right?
Yeah,
There's gonna be a portion of
and that
luck.
and for a deck builder, if you don't mind me segueing a little bit, deck builders that's the fun of it. Eh. It's so random on what you will see and make the most of what you can get in order to win. That's the thing. Make the most of what you actually can afford in the deck building or whatever you can build, given that everyone else is doing the same thing and there's a time limit at which point that uh, your deck better be better at round five, or else everyone will just
Right.
leave you behind, right? So you're making the
Mm-hmm.
best of what you got, which just makes fun, which makes it for me fun. Like okay, it's like what was that game? Red Seven. There's no drawing
Oh,
cards in that game, right? You
no, you
play,
play
you
from your
you you
hand,
play
whatever it
your
is.
hand, whatever it is, you make the most of it. That's where the fun is, and then the theme of it. Well, it
Scout,
helps. It
Scout
helps
is
the
also
theme.
the
Yeah,
same thing.
Scout. Oh yeah, I saw videos about that. So yeah, for me, it's
Yep.
more about how the theme plays into that mechanic, and if it makes sense, wow, okay, good. But again, if it's just theme only, that's very rare for me to find happiness in that. But if there's a mechanic that works with it, you got my attention.
I think end of the day kasi if a game is purely theme and it's expecting you to enjoy the theme simply because I have a really cool theme, but it's not bringing you in through mechanics or at least makes sense in
Right,
how
right.
you're progressing. Look at Talisman, which is the simplest of all.
Yeah.
That you can, it's you wandering around,
You just walk circle.
going around in circles, right? But you have this sort of mini goals and you're getting into this end journey. It still feels like a dungeon that you're going around. Like my new favorite show, I know it's an old show, but I'm late to the party, but Delicious Dungeon.
Dude!
I know.
Oh,
I'm
dude, yeah, no, no,
super
as not,
late.
don't,
I
don't,
get
don't
it.
worry, you're not too late. Promise me,
You
I
guys
promise this.
suck.
You're
I'm
not.
just gonna say. You both!
But
I've been telling you this since forever. I'm like, guys, you watch Delicious Dungeon? I'm like, no. Oh, I'm fine, whatever.
yeah, but
Eat the
so
creatures.
this whole this whole premise of random encounter, and then you move along and see what you get, and then you build up your character. That's already quite fun on its own.
Right.
And what's I poor mushroom monster. The
Hey,
walking
that
mushroom monster.
if that mushroom monster was drawn ugly, you wouldn't, feel bad for it. It was drawn cute.
What
That's
episode are you
why
guys in?
I finished it already. I finished it.
Oh, you
I'm
finish
waiting
it
for
now,
season
okay.
two.
Oh, it's only season one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Look, thank you for this, Sir Desky. I
that's a
derive
that's a,
or
that's a
drive
whole
joy. I'm
different
feeling my
thing.
brain
That one.
burn.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's a
we'll get there.
good one. We'll
That
get
is
there.
and that is you and Abby.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
Okay,
it's
guys.
thinking.
Okay, that's 2 hours. Okay, gets na natin
I
kung
don't.
paano
I
siya
don't like.
laruin. We can play na.
After 2 hours.
That's not brain burning. That's
That,
giving yourself a brain headache, right?
no, part yun.
Memory.
Part of the joy. Like, no, but in classic war games, actually, the expectation nga in classic war games is that you're coming in, nabasa mo na yung rule set. Kasi sobrang dami
Right.
nung
GMT
fine
games,
grain. Yeah.
right? Mm.
A lot of small rules that if so you're coming in to play and experience the game with another person, and you're all sort of bringing your A game
Mhm.
into learning all of the mechanics so that you can play the game to its fullest, and then see how the designer wanted to convey the story of that theater in
Mhm.
war. So yeah, so I get it.
The
The
themes that.
whole brain burning
Yeah,
aspect, yes, agree.
I know.
Abby says you guys should watch Marshall. Now that is a funny anime. Bim bam bam bim bam bam bim bam bam boom. Diba, Abby? I know that. I know that. I know that. Bim bam bam
Di
bim
ka pa,
bam bam
di ka pa matanda.
bam.
Cannot relate that dangers in my heart. Na
Oh,
Yung eh.
so pa, cannot relate. Dangerous in my.
Is it,
I don't know this.
kakasimula ko
is
lang
that a
din ng
K and
Shit,
Warrior.
do this.
is that
Hey, Robbie.
hi?
Hey,
Hi,
Robbie.
Uh, I just started with Warrior.
What? What is this? Oh, we're talking.
Oh,
So we're not just deriving joy from board games. Anime too. Sure, why not?
and cartoons.
Sure.
Yes,
Yes.
cartoons.
Cartoons. All right. So you got designer mechanics. Theo has theme. I was gonna say earlier, Clank. Clank is when I play, I always say
Oh
best
yeah.
thief in the land. And it's so thematic, right? The idea of you not scoring if you're buried under it. That's where
Yeah.
the mechanics and the theme mash together. Like,
Yes.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You could die in front of the gate and people can still know that you did it, actually. But you did, bro.
No, it's okay. Your spirit is tethered anyway.
Yeah, but you lose on the 20 points thingy, I think, or that 10
Yeah, yeah,
points thingy.
yeah.
But if
I
you
love
die
that
Because you
underneath,
have to pay for the revival spell.
I love
but
the
that
clank
was a
mechanic
good
in
one with
that.
the themes.
The clank mismo, the clank mechanic
Right,
in
that
that, when
one
you pick
too.
up
Yes.
the dragon, that's funny.
Yeah.
Like, oh boy.
I like it when the sort of like counterbalance of a game again goes back to my mechanic enjoyment, where so normally they have that, so in DC deck building it's weakness, but it's simply just weakness, right? But
Yeah.
this same
Oh,
Cerberus system, you can also find it in automobile, and there it's wear and tear. So same thing with
yeah,
goes
yeah,
with
yeah.
clank. So it's the noise
Right.
that makes more thematic sense, and so
Yes.
you're now sort of more palatable with how it works
Yes.
with your
It clicks in your brain, right?
because
Something like,
it makes sense.
I'm
I,
into
I
the dungeon. It
ooh,
should not make noise.
look at me! I have so many shiny armor and boots. I'm fast, but I'm hella noisy.
I'm real
Click, click,
I'm
click.
noisy.
untouchable, but I'm noisy. Right. So the theme matters. Mash it with a better mechanic, or at least it works well with the mechanic. Makes the game more palatable and joyful for a lot of people. Yeah, 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 that's good. Hindi ganun yung okay, never. Okay. So
Yun
my
tuloy,
answer, I
I'm
think I
looking
have
at the
two.
my anime list. What's my anime list? You guys go. I'll go to anime list.
I have two. Let's try the first one. The first one is you know that I try to stay away from mainstream games, right? Until proven otherwise.
Sure.
So I'll be looking
Sure,
for weird,
sure.
eccentric games, right?
Yep.
And whenever I let other people play those games and people say, okay to gusto ko nito. To me, that's joy. Because the
So,
budol,
alam nyo na guys, kung sino talaga.
why, malakas ka, mas marami kang nabudol sa akin kasi nabudol ko sa iyo eh. But my point being is, you know, a lot of games, we have this perspective that the hotness, right? If you think about it, they're just companies who have more resources to shout louder. And then there are games that are hidden gems, and that's two of my discoveries. No, the more you find the hidden gem, and then number two is converting people to the hidden gem.
No, yeah. So giving voice to the ones that are less heard,
Right.
and then at the same time having that. See, di ba
See,
okay?
it's nice. It's nice. That's why even general's orders. This is really good. I forgot to ask you to bring it, so I can borrow it and boodle it to someone. But
It is probably downstairs.
no, but that thing where people will say na, this is nice, di ba? Parang, okay pala to eh. It's like, the bling from the bigger companies will always make it appear nice, right? But
Yep.
if you find a hidden gem, the joy of you discovering it and people sharing that joy too,
Yep.
that makes it really joyful for me. That's where I derive. That's why I go to game night bringing smaller boxes. My challenge is find smaller boxes with big games and or fun and cute games, and everybody enjoys. That's just the whole point. Enjoy, have fun, no matter how silly that theme is. Even if you're just boxing donuts, or you're trying to cut veggies, or you're trying to do small things with mint. As long as it's a hidden gem, and we enjoy it, that's fun.
Agreed.
That's fine with
I
me.
I was drinking with a client one time, and he was explaining to me that because Filipinos, when we drink, we get the bottle and we just drink it.
Okay.
But they're collectors, so when they drink, each of them is bringing a bottle. And guess what happens? They will all taste just one on each. So they'll pour a shot for one bottle.
Okay.
Everybody gets to taste it, and then they do it again for the next one, and then the next one, and the next.
So they
then
never
will-
finish any bottle.
because it's just like they're treating it like a board game. That it's like an experience that so they of course would have more expensive bottles, but it means that the sharing of that, hey, I found this, I
Right.
found this
Right,
in
exactly.
Taiwan,
Right.
I found this in
It tastes
in-
good, diba? It tastes good, diba?
diba? Sarap, diba?
Yeah, it's mine. Yes, yes, it's
You,
mine.
you wanna taste it again, you come back here. You need to see me again. So exactly, and so I think there's a nice connect there with that because of yeah the finding
The gem.
those hidden gems, those undiscovered, the non Johnny Walkers, the more obscure Japanese or Indian.
So no
whiskeys
one
and
brings the same
spirits.
product. Okay.
Right. So look, Ramos,
Yeah.
hi. Ramos saying the Great
Hey.
Heartland Holding Company is made in
Absolutely.
gem. Ron has that. That's a maliit
Yeah.
yung box, but the gameplay is pretty. Yeah, yeah.
Pick up and deliver. Plays up to 5 players.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's
Huge.
amazing execution. And then yes, you have this parang whole worker kind of pick up movement feel, engine building mechanics.
Right. We had three, right? Let me add a few more. When we opened the box and now we're gaming and we're playing, I just wanna. I don't know what your answer is gonna be, but I know what Kiyo's answer is. But when we bring out the components and you see it, does does the game give you joy with the components that are in that game? Because I know you're a Euro gamer, it doesn't matter.
No, no,
You
no.
have
Okay.
cubes, it's like, I'm fine with cubes, but wait, so that's,
Oh, you're
Okay.
happy with
can you
Okay.
yellow
derive
cubes?
joy from the
Sure,
components?
sure,
All
sure.
right,
Let's
Okay,
go.
yeah,
fine,
Let's
yeah,
go
yeah,
through
fine.
it.
yeah. Okay,
So
that's a
go
good
go
one.
Kiyo. Kiyo can start with the components, and then I also have a certain
Okay.
aspect of the components
All
that
right.
also brings me joy.
So we're talking like bling, right? So instead of
Yeah.
does it matter if does it add to the joy if it's cardboard coins or metal coins? Does it add joy if like gray minis as opposed to color painted minis? So stuff like that. Like
Minis are
go
minis
on,
to me.
Keo.
I mean, color not. So there's detail in the manufacturing, and there's detail in colors. Okay, I understand that. Now for me, like I said before, one of the main reasons why I continued playing board games was that as a dude who likes toys, I've collected Ninja Turtles, I've collected Ghostbusters, I've collected so many action figures in my youth. All right, but those those action figures had no particular rules on how to play them. So it's boom,
What?
Mm.
bow,
Oh,
choo,
okay,
choo,
okay,
choo, yeah,
right.
yeah, boom, boom, boom. Oh, don't remove
Cause
his
you
clothes.
use imagination.
Imagine.
Yeah, with board games and minis, you actually see that these toys actually quote unquote come alive with rules.
Right.
They teach you
Mm-hmm.
how it's played, and therefore, for me, again as a theme, it makes sense. Like, oh, okay, Gears of War, it's a digital game made into a board game right back there, and then okay,
Mm.
you have a deck of cards for AI, and you have turn based and also what do you call this, a ruler to measure a distance and accuracy of well, depending on what weapon you choose. Oh, I'm like I was blown away, like wow, this is
Mm-hmm.
good. You got a lot of accessories, like any other good toy collector. If your Batman has got all the accessories, different heads, different hands, different capes, different articulations. For me, those um, the equivalent of that for me, a board game are the components. How
Mm.
flexible are the components? How are they used? How detailed are they? They excite?
Mm-hmm.
They excite me to the point that okay, how do I use this? Where does this come in? What is never used until the end of the
Right.
game? Ah, diba? So even
They're just there at the they're just markers.
markers, it's so nice. It's only a marker, or the first player token is so nice, but it does nothing to the game. First player marker does nothing. It just it's only a tiebreaker thing. Like whoever's nearest to the first player. What? That so
What is
looks so
that
nice.
first player? It's like an elephant. It's a big elephant, but it's just a first player micro. I forgot where that game is from. But it looks really, really nice, but it's just a first player marker.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
And
forgot where it's
having
coming from.
minis played on the game thematically, Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, all the D&D um, engine type games I have back there. Each character is now a whole different strategy when it comes to playing them. I mean, okay, fine.
Right.
It's roll, it's move, attack, and get to your goal. But how you utilize that cooperatively is what makes me what makes the game for me really fun because it's in the components. It's written there, like how to use this, how to use that, and then oh, there's a no, there's a token for that. Oh, there's a miniature for that. Hey, that's nice. That's
Mm-hmm,
good.
mm-hmm.
That's excellent. So it completes me the excitement of first one. It's like toys. You're unboxing toys for yourself, and two, you get to play them with rules and make sure that everyone else plays with you. Because it's a tabletop game where everyone has to play
Sayang.
by the rules.
Ikaw lang. Right. Sige.
Ayun, there you
Wait,
go.
let's highlight Desky's answer, no. This was from earlier from I think this is from my point of view. Most of his games are not mainstream. Small box gems or biogenesis. I should try all of these. Neanderthal, Greenland. Oh, that's the one. Oh, it's not Great Hall. Oh, Greenland and Tsukiji Market. All right, cool. I'm taking note of those. And then here's what he was saying when you were talking as a dude who likes toys.
Sure.
Okay, let's And then, here's one more for Yuki. Oh, kaya ako binili yung oak kasi binibisan yung... Yeah, it adds to the experience.
Yes!
I...
Di ba?
Uh,
Hinuhubaran mo, binibinihisan mo, binibigyan mo ng
I
baril, di
had
ba?
I had the original Orleans, and it was like wooden flat cardboard, right?
Yeah.
I had to go before pa. No, I had to when I had a chance to go to HK, I had to search for that wooden meeple where you place the stickers,
Yes.
and it brought me so much joy instead
Yes.
of just tokens playing with cardboard
It's
tokens.
stickers. Hey, hey.
Yes,
We have a
we're
good
gonna
comment.
touch on this in a
Hi,
little
Rod.
while. Let's ask Ron's answer on components.
So
Components.
so my
Okay.
my components is actually the a little bit related to still on the designers and creative side of things. I love it, and it really brings me joy whenever I see sort of like reminder helper text
Mm-hmm.
and information and iconography every place I could possibly find them.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Yes.
can. It's like I love it when a game is doing so much effort so that you'll never get lost.
Right.
So you're looking at your board and you go like, so where do I place the batch that I've just brewed? Oh, there. Oh, it says there. How much will I mean? Ah, there.
Right there. Oh, just read. Open your eyes for crying out loud.
No, but the thing is that it you already
Wait,
have your player aid.
Yeah.
Even your
wait,
board
dude.
has supporting
Right.
information about it. They now go to that extent where you have that same information sort of repeating a couple of
Yes.
times,
Yes. That.
so that it back of rule book.
Yes.
And that I think because rules is always a barrier for gaming in some sense, because
Yes.
if you miss a rule you kind of have a different experience. And as when they make that effort, it's like, yes, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you,
And it
thank
adds
you.
more to the overall experience
Oh yeah.
where you can just like now it's a different game instead of you playing it getting confused and
Yeah,
not
and
having
also
joy.
like how is this again? What is
Right.
that?
And it's sometimes annoying where it's just one rule book. Like before when we were playing Kemet, peram nga.
Yeah, that's why I
Oh,
print out.
yeah.
Right.
I have a menu for
Right.
everybody whenever we play Kemet, because I need to improve the playing experience.
Yeah, that's a good point
Mm-mm.
too. Besides the components, the way that
So the
the
UX.
UX, the rule book is written. I remember before Z
Guidelines.
Garcia was always complaining about Z or Tom always complaining about, look, there's a big back part of your rule book. You can use it as a
Leave
reminder
the
for
turn
everything.
structure there. Put it already in there.
Yeah,
Right,
oh,
right.
Yes,
tama.
yes,
And,
absolutely.
Yeah.
and that is an addition to how the joy is being experienced, which will, if you'll allow me, bring us to this last part, right? I think as advocates, this is the ultimate joy that we could actually derive. Me, when I have double joy when I play bring out a hidden gem and non gamers will actually want to find that game.
Yeah.
So because they
Double
really enjoyed
joy.
it, and I think that's the whole. But sometimes, what happens is
Triple joy.
no. But
If
sometimes
if
what
that
happens is
Double
sa
joy.
nakakabili nito ay ang hirap hanapin yan.
yun
Ay,
lang.
out of print na pala po
Wala
yan.
kasi yan
Sorry po,
dito.
sir. Out of print.
So
Kasalanan mo to.
Your
yeah,
fault.
but look, see that this actually makes a lot of sense with our topic. Yes, we have our own personal joys, right? Na our own wins, personal wins in board gaming. But I think as advocates and people who really play board games, the major win will always be other people wanting to play more board games and enjoying it at the same time as you also are enjoying it and having so much fun with that game. So any of you
Yeah,
experience that?
I agree with
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
And we've found our friendship. We've found our game groups through this hobby, and that's also why we really are still pushing and encouraging people
Right.
to start gaming groups, run game groups, even once a month, because it is a place for people to congregate. It is a
Yeah.
place for people to find their friends, and at the same time like that. Like if I have a difficult game, parang si Desky he has a system already. When he has a new game,
Tawag dyan,
he will call
para-paraan.
in Abby and Melvin. Abby's the one
Abi, oh,
who's gung
abi,
ho
oh.
in explaining everything. Basta magets mo yan. Doesn't matter if it takes 1, 2, 3 hours for the explanation. She
As long
will
as you get to play
battle
it.
through it. Right? And then Melvin becomes OC and tries to understand everything, which is perfect.
Dude,
Because
that's
by
what
the
you
time
do
you're
with
done,
us.
ako naman, sila naman supportive. Kahit na anong mali-mali ko, pero okay lang, di ba? Hindi sila yung nakahanap ako ng, ay, sorry, mali
Dude,
pala.
Ron
Okay.
comes in. Guys, I have a new game. Let's learn how to play. What the hell? Not on the spot. We gotta learn how to play. No.
You
I
will
skimmed.
love
I
this
skimmed
game.
through it. I read a few things and like, okay, what the hell are we gonna do now?
You will
Tapos
love this
mga,
game.
mga,
You
mga,
will love
mga
this
mid-game
game.
na, ganda no, ganda no. Guys, hindi pala ganun yung ano yun.
Or somewhere in
ganun, no?
between, I find myself. This actually doesn't make sense. It's an exploit. Wait, ganito yung rule book.
Oo nga, tama.
You can't do this.
But that's I think that's the joy of it, like finding people that is okay and
Right.
you can be you and accepts you. In this hobby, it's actually a little bit higher in probability, just because you kind of flock with people that like playing with you.
Yeah, or same games that you enjoy and same games that you play, right? Cutthroat
Yeah,
games
that's
brings
it.
me joy. Hey,
Wow.
you should play with my wife. Kapag meron ng kampihan na nagaganap, nagkakaroon na ng politics, you'll end up being backstabbed. Seeing the real-time reaction to betrayal bring. That's Kyo! I'm the guy who gets backstabbed all the time. Kyo's the one who's having fun with the betrayal.
Yeah, because one of our main mottos in game when we get together with Denmark and everyone else is defeat Denmark and we're good. The whole night we're good.
Anyone
We
can
defeated
win
Denmark.
except
Everyone
even
can
if you
win.
lose, as long as you lose.
Yung makulit doon, it's not necessarily naman na a lot of games, but if it's not games about numbers, mas mataas yung probability ng Denmark. But not necessarily na ganun yung case. Pero for some weird reason, siya lagi yung target.
Oh,
Isip ko,
Guys
bakit?
are bullies.
banter back and forth. That's so
Because you
hilarious.
can't bully
Like,
Javi.
then Denmark will always
but-
shout,
but
"Why
it's-
are you guys on my? Why are you guys doing it to
It's
me? Why?
fun.
What did I do?"
I don't
And I'm like,
mind.
oh, that's so fun to hear. You know,
No, I don't
when
because
Denmark
now
tries to
you're
squirm.
playing a game.
Yeah.
Now you're
Yeah.
playing a game. Oh, they're out to get me. Now it's a game time. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love this.
Fighting people. Yes, exactly.
Ano,
Fighting
budol ba yan? Or
No,
Yes.
yung
defeat the game.
ma-persuade na laruin yung game mo.
you
So,
will
gusto
love
mo
this
yung
game.
Oh, we had a couple of those. It's
Like,
also
guys, tigil na natin. Nung pangit pala.
it's also fun to experience different themes, right? There was one time we were introduced a dinosaur game. Okay, laglaga ng meteor, hagisa ng feather. It's a game I wouldn't think of buying, but I had fun. You're really developing not just personally, but socially. Right. Sarap mambully minsan. Oh, yeah. Yes, it is. Oh, ha? See? Dati, ngayon nagtuturo na ng games, di ba? Yeah, he actually taught us well in here. Wow.
We played the
Oh my goods. Oh my goods.
Oh my goods. And
Oh my-
he also taught me the L game.
Oh, okay. So now we know how to play that.
Yes.
Cool. See, I told you. He bought that game. He bought that game. He just skimmed through the rule book
Yes.
and asked Eman to teach him.
Yes. I got this.
Hey, Jake. I'm sorry I can't flash that, but you guys can read that.
Yeah, you can back read, no problem.
Di ko rin alam bakit eh. I think it's Abby's fault.
So there's a dexterity dino game where you have to flick. See, flick the disc.
Is this the
The
race
disc.
game?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
There, those riding dinos.
Yeah. So you have a, and your disc is an egg.
Dude, you know what? Kio's gonna buy that. How much you wanna bet?
May, may
Kio's gonna buy it.
pitikan
Kio,
eh.
it's right there. Dodo's
Yeah, yeah.
riding dinosaurs.
Dodo,
I bet you. I bet you is gonna buy
AS pa
that.
nga. Dodo's riding dinosaur. May pitikan ng
He's
ano
gonna
ah.
buy that.
Sige,
Kasi
sure.
merong
You got me at
Pero
pitikan.
flicking. Flick naman.
flicking. Flicking. English natin. English
Sorry,
natin.
flicking.
Flicking dinosaur
Flick.
eggs. Ganun, no?
Flicking dinosaur. Yung
So para siyang Jolens.
hack your hand.
Para mo siyang i-Jolens. Alright, alright.
No,
Context.
yeah, it's basically that
Dinosaur
classic.
eggs.
I've always wanted to have that racing
Dinosaur
game
eggs.
with the one with the yeah.
I'm sorry. That was a good timing. I got you there.
Father of dragons yan. Father of dragons.
Yes, I want some
Father of
nice
dragons.
nice big freshly made
Oh, I'm so sorry. That was fun. That was good timing.
hot dogs, chickens,
Hot
and
dog and chicken. Jake, hot dog and chicken.
And then
So,
now-
yan.
This is why I love
flicking eggs.
This is why I love this show at record-breaking speed on how we get off the rails.
Yes, absolutely.
So, there,
whole new
well, see the joy of discovering new games with new mechanics and thematic mechanics.
Yes.
All in one game.
Yes, all in one game.
And
Great, it's right here. Let's show them
Yes.
yeah, those.
everything we talked
Dodos.
about.
This is a perfect example.
Everything we talked about today is right there.
But actually, with that game, it reminds me a lot of the simpler one I showed you guys before. Push it,
Which one?
push it. So,
The one that's like
so it's like
hockey
crocodile,
pucks?
yeah.
Yeah, okay,
But,
right,
but
right,
you
right.
flick it, and
Crocodile, okay.
you also flick it, but it's just 2 discs.
Yeah.
But yeah, the when games are able to convey and then congregate people, even if sometimes how silly it is, I think that's really the return on investment in terms of bringing joy. And yeah, you can never know. So which is why we always encourage you guys to play games, and if you can, if you're open for it, try running a game group. If not, attending a game group.
Okay. This is a perfect time to say this. I know if you're watching or if you can find it in the forums, there's a new group opening every Wednesday at 8:30 in Rufino. But they're gonna do a test run this Monday.
Oh, cool.
But it's gonna be Wednesdays. But they're just gonna do a test run on Monday. I don't something like that.
Something like that.
But it's right there. So it's
Fantastic.
gonna be Wednesdays at Rufino's 8:30 I think in one building. I'll get back to that. But you can find it in the board game forums that we have. So if
Nice.
someone knows, you can.
Yeah. So
That-
we
that
have
one, opening
mine
new-
Tuesdays on Carmona. There's also the same
Las
Tuesdays
Piñas.
on Las Piñas.
Once a month in Bacoor Imus, like this Saturday, we're gonna have one. Where else do we have? We know we have Mandaluyong.
Mandaluyong is every Friday.
We also have another Laguna every Saturday.
Yep.
We have a lot going on.
Yung Saturday nila may sina-Abby yan eh. So, minsan nag-a-addict yan sa Sunday morning. Lalo na ngayon.
No, Saturdays and
itong
weekend.
holiday.
Holidays.
Holiday. Ano, Abby? Tuhog
Long
ba?
vacation.
Friday,
nako.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday ba yan? Ganun ba?
If Desky can also post where they still, I know they still have a group. Before they had Fridays, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what their date is. Days are now. So, what else? But you know, if you can host.
Yes, Saturday.
See, oh, there.
Afternoon bell living.
Yeah.
Kay ano?
It's near Reborn. I
Yes,
know that because
yes.
beside that is a motorcycle shop.
Oh, cool. See? The motorcycle shop.
Dude,
Tapos may-
it's in Better Living. It's difficult to get there. I
Ay
mean,
nga pala.
from my point,
Difficult
from my side, it's difficult to get there. Oh, galing Cavite, layo ng ikot ko pag ganun eh.
Mas mabilis pa nga yung kita natin nung naglaro tayong General
Mas
Soldiers.
mabilis pa yung mas mabilis pa yung Makati kaysa dun sa ikot na yun.
That's true.
Oh.
No, but actually, I have a couple of friends nga that asked like, oh, so you live in Carmona na pala, and then how did that go? Yeah, I just started it,
Right.
and people just showed up.
Yeah.
So I think okay, I think that you can really try to start a game group and just post it on
The Philippine
uh,
forums in Facebook or even in
and
Variable
then
Play, you can place
I
it. You
think
can
if I'm
post
not
it.
mistaken, the way I started the Carmona one was simply, hey, I'm gonna try, and I think in the beginning every post I would put the date.
Right.
So I
Consistency.
so it's Tuesday, but I put the date because I'm
Right.
not sure if it will repeat. But the very
Yeah.
first time I did it, they were saying, "Oh, let's meet again next week." Okay, and then it didn't stop.
Bakit ganun effective? Sa amin, sa Cavite, I was always telling them, oh, gawin na natin weekly. They really adamantly will tell me no.
No, because of the size of
No, it's
Cavite.
not that. You know why?
What?
They want it to always be an event. To them, that's the joy, right?
That,
It's the
yeah, sure,
celebration of once a month that you
sure.
see each other,
Kailangan
you play games.
special.
What you should try to
Yes.
do, which is what Alvin and I did, because it used to be Las Piñas.
Right.
We thought, oh, if we're gonna break it into two groups, we won't have enough people. But guess what? There's so many people that are playing.
Yes, and we're
So
gonna add more.
when I started Carmona, Las Piñas is doing
Yeah.
quite fine, and
It
in
didn't
fact,
affect them.
no, no.
They have a solid group now, which are also adding
And
to their
branched
numbers.
off
Right.
to the Saturday as well and the Thursday as well.
I know the Thursday
Yeah.
one. So see, you can always do that, and you can always start and find, like Desky was saying, people to victimize or boodle in my case. But the main point
Sounds so
is
nice.
spread the joy of gaming. I think Kyo, there's still a 6750 group, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah,
Is it?
yeah.
Am
There
I
is.
saying it correctly? 6750, right? Di ba?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
The
Starbucks. Oh, no, no,
they
Starbucks.
still have that
Starbucks in
group.
Makati.
Di ba sila
Ano
si
yan?
ano?
What do you do? Sila. Ah, yes.
The wrestling. Tom wrestling.
Dodos, riding
Ay,
dinosaurs. Add to cart. Okay,
Tom
there you
wrestling.
go. Tom wrestling.
There we go. There we go. Job's done. I think we have covered the true
Right.
joy. And yeah, true joy is adding stuff to cart. You don't have to necessarily
That's
buy
a
them.
different joy too.
Different joy.
It brings me joy. It brings me joy when I finally check out.
Oh,
And
here.
wait.
Oh. See?
Oh,
Hey, Ed,
yes.
Bacoor Imus game day on Saturday. Yeah, hopefully you guys can go. And also, kung hindi, I know you're in Parañaque na pala. So, there, Desky has it. It's in, I forgot what the name of that shop
Gagawa ko
is.
ng game.
It's right.
Ng
Presco Coffee. I know it's Presco Coffee.
I will try. I will try.
Yeah, make
Ano yan eh? Classic Pinoy yan na ano eh. PT
Sure.
yan eh.
PT.
Gagawa ko ng ano.
I think we,
larong atin.
I think we overstayed our welcome. We can go now. Thank you, guys.
Salamat. Thank you everyone for joining. Until next time. Bye.
play more hidden games and old games. Bye, everybody. Thank you. See you next time. Bye. No.